Hey everyone, welcome to Pineapple Knits, a knitting and spinning videocast. I'm Marina, and you can find me everywhere on the web at Pineapple Yarn, especially Instagram, where I'm most active. And you can visit my hand-dyed yarn and knitting accessory company at pineappleyarn.com. Thanks so much for joining me again this week. It's a beautiful end of October. It's the last day of October. It's so beautiful, such a wonderful fall day here on the South Carolina coast. And every year I really dread winter coming, but when we get some of the cool weather, it's so refreshing. And then when it bounces back up to, 80 degrees, humidity, it's like you're dying. You cannot even stand it. It's so funny. Anyway, but yeah, really enjoying the change of season here. We've had a beautiful fall, so we're just really enjoying that. And yeah, just kind of dealing with the craziness of life here, which is every day in my house. I'm drinking today, speaking of crazy, drinking black coffee. This is my coffee mug. It's just one of those days. So I'm going to jump right into it today. I have two finished objects for you today. I suppose I've been very monogamous this week. I haven't cast any new things on, even though I really wanted to. Yeah, I've been very monogamous. So that being said, I finished my Sunshine Coast sweater. This was such a wonderful pattern. You can see it has a little beautiful drape to it. I really, really enjoyed this pattern. This has been a long time in the making. I bought this yarn earlier in 2019, and it is from Universal Yarn, I believe, and it's called Bamboo Pop. It is half bamboo, half cotton, and so it's just has this really, really nice drape. I believe the color is tropical green, so I am being washed out a little bit. This color it's a very beautiful kind of green turquoise colored, probably deeper than this on the screen. It's a really beautiful color. Yeah, so I'm going to try it on and see how it fits, and then we'll chat about the details. So here it is on, and you can tell it has a wider neck, which I think is really flattering. It just has this is just the cast on edge, and it has this really cute little eyelet detail here. I love the shoulder shaping on it. It just is, it's a top-down sweater, so it kind of has raglan increases, but it just has some really nice shaping and detail. You can see it comes down here and goes all the way down in this kind of shaping, and you can see there's actually eyelets on the sides, and my shirt underneath is glowing through it. I love the fit of this. If you've been following my podcast for a while, and thank you so much if you are a returning viewer, I really appreciate you joining me. But you'll remember that when I bought this yarn, I gauge swatched at least twice, and I was not getting gauge for the pattern, which was really disappointing because I love the styling of it. And so I set it aside. I think I bought the yarn maybe in February, but I just love like the length of the sleeves. The fit is just awesome. And so what I did is I went up a size larger than I thought I would need. Best decision ever. Went with, I think I knit this on a US 5, pretty sure. Hopefully I will either put it in the notes or, maybe on Ravelry someday. But it ended up fitting awesome. It fits so well, and I really couldn't be happier with the fit. I'll show you the bottom because it's just a regular cast off edge, nothing fancy. It's not curling. I mean, it's just, I I will show pictures later on, hopefully, and so you can see the whole fit. I made some errors, I'm not gonna lie. And mostly that is just following the pattern. If you're following the pattern, it's really not that complicated. And now that I have knit it once, I would definitely knit it again. I would knit it in a wool. It calls for a DK weight, and this would be a wonderful DK weight sweater. Or plant-based fiber, I definitely would consider it. The reason I went with the bamboo pop yarn, and I guess we should talk about the yarn now because that's where my hesitation lies in this whole project. I do like the yarn. I like how drapey it is. I love that it has a slight sheen. The fabric is so nice. I mean, it is a really, really nice yarn. I don't think it's a true DK weight, at least for me, my knitting and my tension. I did have a trouble getting gauged, though this is the first time I've used it, so I don't want to be completely unfair to the yarn or dissuade you unfairly from using it. So I had gauge issues. The yarn itself is splitty. It tends to be splitty when you're knitting with it. It could just be that it's a plant-based fiber, it's cotton. Sometimes cotton yarn tends to be splitty. I don't know what to say about it. The other thing, and this was the most concerning thing, I guess, and unexpected that I encountered with this yarn is, so I decided to wet block it because I wanted kind of the stitches to even out and everything just to hang a little more nicely. And it did. It blocked really, really beautifully. So that was great. Problem is, when I took it out of my basin where I blocked it, and I blocked it the same as I always block everything, I soaked it for probably 15 to 20 minutes, and the water was turquoise. I mean, it was aqua, and I was shocked. I even took it out. I put it in my spin dryer that I use for dyeing yarn, and the water was turquoise coming out. I mean, it was so shocking because that is the last thing I expect from a commercially dyed yarn. Yeah, I was really surprised and disappointed. So, with indie dyed yarn, I understand that there's only so much color fastness, dye fastness you can get. With indie dyed yarn, to be honest, I do expect a small amount of color runoff. If I don't get any, fine. When I use indie dyed yarn or like small batch yarn, I always use a color catcher with my projects because more often than not, you're going to have some dye runoff just because I guess I'm going off on a tangent now, but everyone uses different wool wash. Everyone has different pH levels in their water, and depending on your wool wash and your pH level in your water, it can cause your yarn to bleed, even if it is coming from the dyer who has diligently dyed it well and used good techniques and rinsed it well. It's just the way it is. But I was really surprised about this, that it bled so much. It was really, really surprising. So, I guess it's good to know. And if you decide to use this yarn, just a heads up, it might bleed. So anyway, that is all I want to say about this. I'm frankly quite glad that it's over. I'm just not a garment knitter these days. I will knit garments for little people, but not myself. It takes too long, and it's not where my attention is. I think I said in one of my podcasts, all I want to do is knit socks, and that is still true. I just want to knit socks. I will do small projects that's all I want to do these days. And I'm just really excited to wear it now. It's the perfect weather to be wearing this sweater, and in humidity too. It feels, the fabric is so nice. So that is literally all the knitting I've been doing. But I did finish a spinning project, so let me show you that. I finished my spinning project on my wheel, and I think I had shown this to you maybe when it was just one ply. But this is the fiber. It's very autumnal, and I'm pretty happy with it. I am definitely my worst critic, but I thought this was so beautiful. This is from Dandelions and Daisies. It's called Coeur. It's a BFL, so it is, oh, I just really, one of my top fibers to spin with. It is, you know, a little bit woolly, but still soft. I mean, you can't get any better than that. It is so beautiful. Now I did notice that, so this is a 2-ply, as you can tell, but I did notice that when I am spinning from a 2-ply and I have leftover, I just practice a chain ply at the very end. And what I normally do is make that into like its own little skein. I don't put it with the main skein, but I did this time. So that's kind of mixed in with there. And I suppose hopefully I'll remember to take that out when I start this project. But it's just, if you can see, it's just the most beautiful blends of teals and kind of a warm brown, golds, and there is like a blush pink in there, which kind of gets lost, which is really too bad because it was a really beautiful color. But anyway, I'm so happy to have done this and that it turned out well. I want to say this was probably about 100 grams or 4 ounces, I'm not sure. And this probably is a DK to a worsted weight. It is not thin. When I started spinning this, I had no intention of spinning this thinly. A couple projects ago, I really hit a wonderful, I was super, super happy with how thinly and evenly I was spinning. And I'd heard from seasoned spinners, I guess, that the more you spin, the less easy it is. I guess the harder, how about the harder it is to spin consistently and at I guess a larger gauge or a larger thickness. I don't know. Can't find my words today. So I don't want to get to that point, and I could kind of feel that that was already happening. And so the past several projects, I've really been focusing on doing, you know, a DK plus weight. And so, yeah, so I was really happy with this. Another technique I was using on this, I was using a supported back draw, maybe. I don't really remember. But one technique that I don't know if this is proper, but I really love the look of, and I'm going to show you up close so maybe you can see an example of this. I have one look that I love when I'm knitting or when I'm spinning is I love slightly underplying the singles, but then slightly overplying them together, and I just think it makes for a really cool look. And yeah. So as you can see, it's not completely even, but that's okay. I mean, I started spinning this and just wanted to spin. I didn't want to think about anything. So considering I wasn't really trying super hard on this, I think it came out really well. So yay, that's really fun. And I also started spinning another project. I showed this a while back. This is from Hedgehog Fibres. They're a fiber club for September, I guess. And so this is all I've done so far. This is probably about a quarter of the top that they sent. And you can see the sheen on that. That is half silk, half merino wool. Isn't that beautiful? I think that is so beautiful. So what I did is I basically split in lengthwise. I split the top all the way down, and then the half, or one of the halves, I split into 8 pieces. Wow. It just started to rain like crazy. Wow, okay. Um, anyway, so this is about a quarter of the entire top, and I want to say it was between 115 and 125 grams. So it's very generous. It's a generous amount, and oh wow, I mean the colors. I thought it was going to be mostly turquoise blue, but if you can see, like the end there is just the blend of colors is going to be so gorgeous when I apply this. I'm just doing I'm doing it worsted style. It's going to be a 2-ply. In hindsight, I think it would be so nice on this yarn to spin from the fold. That would be so beautiful, and maybe I'll do that on the next one, the fiber I showed you last week, which is their latest club installment, I suppose, the one that has tweed in it. I think I might spin that from the fold and make more of like a woolen style. But anyway, I thought this was really fun, and obviously silk. It's gorgeous and so fun to spin. Anyway, okay, so that is all I've been working on this week. I've been very monogamous, so happy to get this done, get a spinning project done, and yeah, now I can cast on new things. I'm so excited. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk a little bit about what's going on in the shop. I am not having a shop update this week. I will next week. So next week's podcast will include some of the things that I will be including in the update next week. But I wanted to let you know that I shipped out half of my advent calendars today. So half of you, they're on their way. The other half, they're all boxed up. I just need to ship them. So that is really exciting. And I also want to let you know that I closed November's clubs. So I am currently pouring the candles for those and dyeing up the yarn. So that's been really great. And I decided, just because I decided, when I close clubs for the month, I'm just going to relist or not relist, but I will list the new clubs for the next month right after that. It gives you a little more time if you want to place an order, or yeah. So I will always have a club going on in my shop, or the order time. It'll always be in the shop, and so you don't miss out on that. So the November clubs are closed. December's clubs are currently in the shop, and I just wanted to go over them very briefly. So I have 3 clubs in my shop at pineappleyarn.com, and this month I will have some kind of holiday-ish themed clubs. Nothing completely red and green or anything like that. But I'll go ahead and talk about my Low Country Club, which is my club inspired by the South and the people and the culture. This month I went slightly off topic. It's more of like a general theme, kind of tropical theme. And this month's theme is Decorate the Palm. And so instead of, decorating a spruce tree or a pine tree, you have a palm tree. So I thought that was kind of a fun take on a holiday theme, and the colors are not traditional holiday or Christmas, but I think they're really fun and really pretty, so I hope you like them too. The next theme I have is my Sun Club, which is kind of my bold, neon, bright club. And it's just a really beautiful mix of some reds and magenta and hot pink. It's definitely a warm toned club this month. So that will be really fun. And I just want to do something like super bright and warm as it's getting colder, just to because I thought it would be really fun to have something with warm colors to keep you cozy this month. And then my third club is my Glow Club, and that is my Yarn and Candle Club. It has proven definitely to be very popular with all of you, and I can see why. It's really fun. And this month's theme is Cozy Memories, and obviously all about being with friends and family during the holidays, and the scent definitely reflects this. The fragrance is a really wonderful warm blend of orange, cranberry, cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg. It will also have base notes of spruce and pine cones, and so it is just a super delicious, warm holiday scent that I hope you love, and the colors are just fabulous. I love them. They are definitely, they're just super joyful and beautiful. So I hope you love them and have fun browsing in the shop. I do have some skeins left from the last update, which is so great because I love podcasting in front of this wall of yarn. So yeah, so I do have some things in the shop right now, which is really great. Other than that, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you like the podcast, I'd love if you would give it a thumbs up or subscribe. It really helps to push out the podcast to other makers like us. But I hope you have a great week. And until next time, I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.